Two. Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, come on. Can you hear me now? You guys out there? Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to see you tonight. Samir, my friend, how are you? It's good to see you tonight, my friend.
Okay.
All right, so I guess I'm on.
Okay.
All right, cool.
I can't.
Well, I have some good news for those of you who want to hear a little bit of good news. Hello, Rafael Concepcion. Yes, we do hear you. Awesome. Good to hear. Awesome. Well, we have, hey, what's up, T. Carlson? Good to see you, brother. Hopefully everybody's doing well tonight. I got a little bit of fresh news. It's so fresh that Congress hasn't even finished the bill yet. So here's what the dealio is. There's a new bill out there. It's so fresh that there's not even a text to it. However, it does have a bipartisan Democrat and Republican that are both on board with it. The name of the bill says it all. The name of the bill is H.R. 8361. The name of the bill is H.R. 8361. The bill's name is to exclude idle advance amounts from the calculation of loan forgiveness under the Paycheck Protection Program and for other purposes. That's literally the name of the bill. This means this is really good for those of you who are say you have a PPP loan and an idle grant. Whether your idle grant's $1,000 or $10,000, if anybody has gotten into the forgiveness application for the PPP, you'll notice on that forgiveness application that there is a idle amount number that you need, idle amount that you also have to put in. Because if you get $10,000 of PPP and $10,000 of an idle amount, it offsets itself so that you only get one of them. You can't have two forgivens, and to be, it means you'll only get 10,000 forgiven out of the 20,000. One of them can only be forgiven. However, if you exclude the idle advance amount from the calculation of the loan forgiveness under the Paycheck Protection Program, that means you can get the advance and the loan forgiveness. So it's like an extra $10,000 that they're offering here with this H.R. 8361. It's an extra $10,000. I'll go over it with you real quick. On my scratch sheet, I made a scratch sheet up for you, and I will show it to you right here. Let me turn this music down for a second. Turn that music down. Okay, there we go. So what we're seeing here is the application. Now you'll notice the PPP loan number. Let me go at the beginning of that, and I'll be able to address it to you easier. There we go. Okay, so this is the application of the Paycheck Protection Program. Okay, the loan number is up top. The lender number right there is to the right. Now nobody's got a lender PPP loan number. That's why nobody can get a forgiveness right now, because the lenders don't even have their application number. Okay, so here you would put on the left, you would put the loan amount. Say it was a $10,000 loan amount. Okay, you see that right there. And then employees at the time, say you had 10, just for you might only have had one, which would be 1,000. But say you had 10, okay? And then you go to the employee time of forgiveness. You're going to put another 10 there. Then the idle advance amount, say you got the $10,000. Here we go. Then this PPP loan amount, say, is, okay, so you got $10,000 idle advance, or maybe say you got $1,000. Either way, you would still get the $1,000 free. You wouldn't have to pay it back. Now, if you got a PPP loan for $10,000 as well, you would only get one of these. One of these would offset each other. So say you got the idle advance, they would end up taking away the PPP loan amount and giving you the idle advance for a 1%. So you would still owe $10,000 out of that $20,000. So you would still owe $10,000 out of that $20,000. Now, if you take the idle amount, advance amount off the board and the idle application off the board, then with that there, you would get the full $10,000 PPP amount forgiven, plus the idle advance wouldn't even come to the board here, meaning that you would get the full $10,000 idle. So as it were, or as it is now, without this bill, if you got a $10,000 PPP loan and $10,000 idle, that means you would have to pay $10,000 back. With this new bill, with the HR 8361 bill, you wouldn't have to pay it back. You would get them both because the idle advance amount would be off of this application. Maybe this is why they haven't even given us an application yet. This is why they haven't given the PPP lenders a loan number yet, an application number. Because if the idle advance goes off there, it changes the whole game, and therefore our idle advance doesn't necessarily become a PPP loan amount that we can't be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? So basically, this is really good news, everybody. This is really good news. If this bill stays on the board, which I think it will, and I believe it will, and that means you will get your PPP loan forgiveness 100%. And the idle grant will not be an automatic $10K, not deducted or deducted. So that's big, guys. It was really cool to see that on there today. It was finally a glimmer of hope in something. Here I'm going to show you something. Here's the name of the bill. The bill is to exclude idle advance amounts from calculation of loan forgiveness Paycheck Protection Program and for other purposes. Now, if you notice here, it says bills are generally sent to the Library of Congress governing office a day or two and introduced to the House or Senate, and delays can occur in the number of the bills to prepare when a very large bill has been printed. They're talking about the HEROES Act there, which is the very large bill that has been printed. But if this goes in there and this goes on the board, now we'll look at the actions as well. The actions, there's two actions, and it says one result for an overview in small businesses, and it says the House and Representatives to exclude amounts of the calculation of the loan forgiveness under the Paycheck Protection and for other purposes. And the co-sponsors here are both written by Democrat and is also being co-sponsored by a Republican. So when you see a bipartisan on any bill, that means that usually one side of the aren't going to argue the other. So it's it's a really good thing when you see the bipartisanship here. But as you can see here, it even says a summary is in progress. So this is still, this is fresh. This is really good news because all those protesting we've been doing to somehow get the idle grant. So if we can get the idle grant for the people who got $10,000 in PPP, they don't care about the idle grant because it's not being forgiven. Now they're going to care about it. Now, if you're saying I didn't go for the idle grant because I have a PPP of $10,000, well, you're going to wish you did because the PPP is not going to offset the PPP lender or loan is not going to offset the $10,000 idle. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Is you get them both forgiven, not just one of them, as it were before this bill. You would only gotten one of the $10,000 forgiven. Now you can get both forgiven. So that's pretty big news, guys. That's really good news. And I ran across this bill the other day. This is the one I told you about the other night that I was like, I got something up, that I haven't really taken a look at. But I was waiting for them to come back with more on the text. They haven't come back with more on the text, but it's still a good thing. This is still a positive that it could be saying, flipping the board here saying, okay, now that the $10,000 is going to be up for grabs, again, if $50 billion hits the idle grant, for the idle grant, $50 billion hits like it's supposed to over this weekend, we'll see. I'm not going to say it's supposed to, like it might happen, 50-50, or should we say 20% to 80? Still, I'll take any odds you give me at this time. Hey, what's up, Catherine Caracostas? Hey, we need our 10K karate videos and more, don't you think? I do. Did everybody hear the news? I guess I'll just leave the idle grant at that. If anybody else asks about it, hey, Shannon Marie, nice to see you. Welcome aboard. But there's no text introduced. If anybody, I'll cut this video up later. I know the big news right now is President has COVID. President has COVID-19, so keep me in your prayers. We don't want anything bad to happen to Mr. Trump. But anyway, I got that all out. This is the new bill that I was pretty impressed with. And I think all that protesting and stuff that we're doing is still $50 billion in the board. I think it works. It's working. And any questions? Anybody have any questions they wanted to ask or anything I can try to answer for them? I will be more than happy to tonight. If Darren DiNapoli is watching, I would like to know if you ended up getting in touch with the SBA and to what avail did it happen. Hello, Lucietta Etsy. How's it going? It's good to see you tonight. Hopefully we heard the good news about the HR 8361 idle grant to be taken off of the PPP forgiveness. It's basically a chunk of change for 10,000 people or $10,000 out there that could be forgiven that would not have been forgiven before. So it's $10,000 to a lot of people, this bill right here. So hopefully this bill will stay on the board, and I believe it's in with the HEROES Act, because the HEROES Act is out there. It's why they haven't expanded on it any further at this time, because the HEROES Act is already 2,200 pages. Oh, karate videos. You feel good? You feeling good? I'm feeling good about this one. I really am. I'm starting to feel good about the with what's going on with the stimulus checks. It's nice to see that our $50 billion in EIDL grants made it in there. I think that's what we were working for. We were hoping for $80 billion, but we'll take the $50 billion because I know the people that are watching this, that have been watching us, have been in it long enough, have enough skin in the game to get the full 10K, to be the first rounders that get the full 10K with $50 billion. Everybody that has tried for it should be able to get it. The people come later might have to hope for another round, but I sure missed it a lot. Do we have to reapply if we are in the queue? No, you don't have to reapply as of yet in the queue. No reapplications as of yet. But of course, we're going to know more once the stimulus package passes. Shannon Marie. So only get the $10,000 as a forgiven if you got any PPP. I'm hearing correctly. No, that's not what I'm saying. Shannon Maria. Shannon Marie. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher your name. Shannon Marie, what I'm saying is, let me go back to the form here, the application. Okay, here's the application. You see that application right there? If you have a loan for the PPP of $10,000 and you also have a $10,000 grant, only one of those two can be fully forgiven at the moment with the application. The PPP loan and the $10,000 of the EIDL advance kind of scratch each other out. That's why the people who have already gotten $10,000 in grant money and $10,000 in PPP loan aren't fighting so hard for the EIDL grant, because of this page right here. But if you got both a PPP loan for $10,000 and whatever your EIDL grant is, say you got a PPP loan for $10,000 or $5,000. We're going to say you got a PPP loan for $5,000 and you got an EIDL grant for $1,000. Well, you're going to have to pay back. You're going to have to pay back the $1,000 no matter what. Now the EIDL grant becomes a PPP loan for 1%, and the PPP loan can be forgiven all but the EIDL grant amount. The $1,000 and $1,000 of the PPP loan cannot be forgiven. So you'd have $4,000 of the PPP loan that could be forgiven, and $1,000, because the grant is there, cannot. So the grant kind of nicks out because you already got that. So they're not letting you double dip there. With the EIDL grant and with the EIDL grant out of the PPP loan application, you can double dip. You can have both the EIDL grant and the PPP loan both forgiveness. You can't have them both forgiveness at the moment. Up to $10,000, you cannot. So right now, if you take the EIDL advance amount off of this application, they will both be forgiven. That's kind of, hopefully you understood that a little bit more. And it's really good. Great. Okay, so you say, oh great, my husband didn't get any PPP in 1,000. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, well, if you didn't get any PPP, you need to go get PPP if you can. I would try to find a lender that still has it, because PPP is 100% forgiven. However, if you got, like here it is, say you went for a PPP loan and you got $1,000 in a PPP loan. Now that you got the grant, you would still have to pay back $1,000, because it can't be bumping heads. Now say you got this taken off of the table and you had $1,000 PPP loan and the EIDL grant was taken off of the application, the PPP would be forgiven as well. So that's what this bill is doing. It's basically clearing the table for those who got the EIDL grant. And that's basically it's basically, the bill is exactly what it says it is at the moment. If you look at the bill, I'm going to put it back up. Okay, there we go. If you put this bill back up, here it is. The bill is to exclude idle advance amounts from the calculation of loan forgiveness under the Paycheck Protection Program and for other purposes. Not sure what the other purposes is, but if it's to exclude the idle advance amounts from the calculation of loan forgiveness under the Paycheck Protection Program, that's big. That's, for a lot of people, that's a lot of money. If you got $10,000 in grant money that you can't be forgiven because of the PPP, you got one of the two, you got to pay one of the two back, then that's big. And that's pretty cool. So hopefully, so Samir says, Gifty says, confused. Yeah, maybe I'll do a little bit more in detail later. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me try this. I'm going to try old school here. Okay. Idle. Wait, let me try this. Idle. Pretend this is the application. I'm going to hold it up. PPP. $10,000. This is the grant. And this is the loan. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. You have an idle. Oops, let me move this. You have an idle, if you can read that, $10,000 grant. Say you got a $10,000 grant, okay? And you have a PPP $10,000 loan. On the application, it asks you if you have a $10,000 advance, idle advance. If you say yes, and you have a $10,000 PPP loan, what they do is they turn this idle grant into a 1% PPP loan. So we take that out. Now this loan gets forgiven, and this is no longer, the idle is no longer a 3.75%, but this loan gets forgiven. And this one is now a 1% loan at $10,000. Okay, so you still owe $10,000 if you got a $10,000 idle grant and then a PPP loan. So now, however, if you get the advance thing taken off of the bill, if say you don't have to put $10,000 in there, your PPP loan, the whole thing, can still be forgiven because this doesn't come back and negate it, because the idle grant will be negating of the PPP loan. With this new bill, with the idle grant taken off of the PPP loan application, the whole PPP loan can be forgiven now, which it couldn't, because your grant was kind of like bumping heads with it. It won't be bumping heads with it anymore. It's really huge to people who are already that far in and have both the PPP loan and the idle grant. So hopefully you understand that a little bit. I'll clarify. I'll put it in a more constructive way tomorrow. And I'll have a video up for you guys tomorrow on that to make it less confusing. I know it sounds kind of confusing, but it's really simple to a point. So simple I can't even explain it, which is hard to believe because most of this government stuff is not simple. But this is good news. So anybody who wants to go to congress.gov, type in HR 8361, they will see this pop up, and you will see that it's out there on the table, it's on the board, and it's bipartisan. So this is huge. It could be a way of, with this and other purposes, this could be a way of getting us our grant money even more efficiently. You never know, because they're trying to throw the idle grant into the PPP things to make it a little, I don't know. But anyway, okay, if someone got 40K idle, 2K grant, and 8K PPP, what part is forgiveness? 2K, if you got 2K grant and 8K PPP, $6,000 of the PPP, because you got a 2K grant, your 8K PPP, you'd have to put $2,000 grant below that 8K PPP on this form, on your application. So only $6,000 of your PPP would be forgiven. Right now, your 40% idle loan is automatic payment. You got to pay that back right now. However, I believe they're going to forgive that too in the future, but not yet. But you have to pay it back right now for the 40K idle loan. So you would owe $42,000, after you put in your, if you were at $50,000 in, you know, 42. No, I'm sorry, 40. You kind of get it now? Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. You got it. Okay. Yeah. The 8K and the 2K, that 2K bumps head with the 8, subtract it, you get 6K, because the EIDL grant is, if you've already got the grant, that part of the PPP will not be forgiven. So you would have 6,000 in PPP that would be forgiven. But the EIDL, get ready, guys. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. I believe the EIDL loans will be forgiven sooner or later. I mean, you might have to start making payments, blah, blah, blah. But, and you want to keep, you know, keep your word on your payments. But I think they will be forgiven. Have Blippi explain it. I'll do it in Blippi colors tomorrow. Okay, I'll do that one in Blippi colors tomorrow. That's funny, karate. Anyway, Peter Popper, pick a pack of, yeah, got it. Okay, as long as you get it now. So that's that was the good news for the night, and I kind of got on just to say hey to everybody. Hope everything's going well. It was finally good to see some halfway decent stuff inside of that Heroes Act. Bro, why don't you do videos daytime about 2 stimulus checks? I believe you will be more famous than Meet Kevin in 1 month. Yeah. Well, I could do that. We could do stimulus checks. I could do stimulus checks and stimulus checks, but ain't enough people doing that. I think enough people are doing the stimulus checks right now. Okay. Here's Lucia at Etsy. I got 4,000 PPP, 9,000 EIDL, and $1,000 grant. Okay. So with that 4,000, hey, what's up, Ray J? Lucia at Etsy, you got 4,000 in PPP. So as I showed on the chart on the application, if you got 4,000 in PPP, then that, let me put my thing up here. Okay. Check 1, 2. If you got 4,000 in PPP, I'm sorry. 4,000 in PPP, 9,000 EIDL. Okay, you got to pay back the 9,000 right now, but you got 4,000 PPP, 1,000 grant. So 3,000 of the PPP will be forgiven with that loan, with this application, because 1,000 of that advance goes towards that PPP forgiveness. You got to pay one of them back. And usually what they're going to do is they're going to take the 1,000 EIDL. They're going to end up, yeah. So you got to pay 3,000, or 3,000 of your PPP is forgivable. None of the EIDL at this moment is forgivable. That kind of, hopefully that clears that up. Okay, hopefully you understood that. Yeah, so 1,000 of your, if you got $1,000 grant and $1,000 PPP, both of them cannot be forgiven. One of them stays because it's on that application. If the EIDL gets taken off of the application, the advance gets taken off the application, then they're both free. They're both free to get forgiven. That's the key. That's basically probably the easiest Blippi-ish way to explain it. There's a Blippi live video right now of my kid for an hour long. We were working on his videos all day today. Yeah, I got another channel out there, guys, that we spend a lot of time with, and it's a lot bigger than this one, so we got to spend more time with that one. That's why I can't do 2 stimulus checks packages a day too. And not to mention, everybody's doing the stimulus packages. But thanks, Samir. I appreciate you having that much confidence in us. Together we can get this done, and together hopefully we can get this stimulus package going through with everybody out there that's been a big help. Karate videos, just funning with you. Karen, acronym psychosis. Yeah. Yes. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Hashtag EIDL. Hashtag EIDL in the comments. Hashtag I want my 10K. And hashtag defund the politicians, because right now they need to be defunded. And Karen, I worked for Department of Defense schools, and it took me a year to learn acronyms. Boy, I'll tell you what, the government's got those acronyms right, but I'll tell you, this would be a hard one to get an acronym for. This bill right here would be the hardest acronym you could ever see, because the name of the bill is to exclude idle advance amounts from calculations of loan forgiveness under Paycheck Protection Program and for other purposes. Make an acronym for that one. That would be like a Ricky Tiki Tembo Noso Rembo thing going on. It would be crazy. But yeah, they're good at acronyms, but they couldn't come up with this one, anyone for this bill. But this is a great bill. This is finally a bill that says what it is and is what it says. I mean, but it hasn't given us specifics of text yet, which is kind of worrisome. But it's a bill that says, here, we're gonna forgive that grant and the PPP loan. We're not gonna let them mash like they've been mashing. And I think so. This is cool. Hey, Sunshine Trucker, it's good to see you. It's been a long time. Long time no see. A lot of people actually tonight. Campbell, it's good to see you. Kay Campbell. Karen, it's good to see you. She said she worked for the defense schools. It took me a year to learn an acronym. I hear you. Lucietta, Etsy, okay. And Lucietta, Etsy City, I did. Cool. Thank you. Richard Smith, with the new bill, whenever it becomes law or we get partial EIDL grant, would we have to reapply for the balance? Right, you wouldn't have to reapply, but if it goes in through that loan, they're going to have both your loan number and your EIDL grant application number. So as long as they got the numbers of the two right now, there's no reason to be reapplying for that. We wouldn't have to right now. We'll see how it goes, but as of now, they can pretty much figure that out. It's simple. Then what's simple for them? What is simple for them? Is this in the new bill? Yes, that is the new bill. That basically what you're seeing behind me is the new bill. If you go to Jada Fresh, if you go to if you go to congress.gov and you type in HR, what's the number of this bill again? Help me out here. My scratchy. HR 8361, HR 8361. You will find exactly what you're seeing behind me here, and that's this bill to exclude EIDL grant from the PPP lender, which I think is brilliant. Which to exclude that bill from the grant, I was always wondering when I went to and I pulled out the lender application or loan application for PPP because I was going to do a how-to, make it simple for people. This is how you do it in ABC steps. But when I saw that, I was like, so if you get the EIDL grant, you can't, in your PPP loan, or you can't be forgiven of both. It was like distraught news because at that moment when I found this, everybody thought we could be forgiven for both. When I turned over the news that you can't be forgiven for both, not more than that, 90% of the people quit watching us live. They're like, oh well, then it's no use for me to try for the EIDL grant because I got a PPP lender, or vice versa. No use for me to try for PPP because I already got an EIDL grant. So it's going to negate itself. But now this is with this back on the board, you need to make sure you are getting both the PPP and the EIDL, because if this, don't get it yet. Okay. If this bill goes through, which is looking like it, why wouldn't it? It makes so much sense. They should have did this a long time ago. Everybody's wondering why they didn't. But with this bill there on the table, when it goes through, you go get a PPP and an EIDL, or you double dip for both of them if you can, because it's more money. It's more money, and both will be forgiven, which is huge, especially if they're coming back with $50 to $80 billion for EIDL, and then another $200 billion for PPP. Guys, we're looking at a whole new round of PPP and EIDL that more people would be. More people would be able to get. So it's really good. It's a really good bill anyway. And it's hard to say because I've been looking at bills lately and there's not been any good ones lately. They've all been crap or been lies or been, got a 25,000 or 10,000 or 50. They all don't mean hardly anything at the end of the day. So we're looking at the ones that are just coming up and fresh. This one means something. Okay, Sunshine Trucker says, I still never got the EIDL put. Is this bill going to pass? It should. It really should. Yeah, there's no reason for it not to, because it's already got a bipartisan Democrat and Republican on it. That's big. Usually it's just a Democrat or just a Republican thing, but this one's got both, and it's like, okay, then let's not fight it. Let's go and check it out, and it makes so much sense. Yeah, it should pass. Sunshine Trucker, I still never got the EIDL. Got put into investigation because I changed my business to license a few days after applying for the loan. That sucks. Well, hopefully with a new round coming out, you can get a new application put in and start fresh. That's the best. Hopefully we can do that, because right now lenders aren't, until the stimulus check goes through. That might have been the best thing happen, is you waiting for the stimulus check now, trucker. Because if it was still business as usual with that, and they didn't put things to a halt, you might have to just take a back seat. But with this new stimulus check being and these new bills coming out, you're looking like you'll have a better chance with the reapplying after the new round goes through and the new system gets put into effect. Karate videos and more. Ex-Muslim, atheist, rebel. What? Laugh out loud. Ex-Muslim, atheist, rebel? What? Who? Who's that? Not seeing it. I don't see it. Anyway, Shannon Marie, Catherine. I hope so, but depends on how much garbage is in the 2,000 pages, right? That's a lot of pages, and there is a lot of garbage in it. I went over some of it yesterday. Karate videos and more. Shannon, very true. Ex-Muslim, atheist, rebel. Hey, Karen. Ex-Muslim, atheist, rebel. Karate video, Karen. Laughing till I'm crying. Yep. Wash your hands. Please repeat HR number. Okay, HR number 8361. 8361. Repeat, 8361. It's cool. It's cool. And yeah, guys, so let's see what else we got here. Please repeat HR number. Shannon Marie, was the EIDL loan through the SBA? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. The PPP loan was not. The PPP loans were through private lenders. You can go to the SBA's website and click on private lenders to get it, but the PPP was actually through more private lenders. And that's why they were having it was easier to get like cash apps and stuff through PPP than it was through EIDL. But they're trying to make the new the cash apps on this next round. They're trying to make it a lot easier for the cash apps to get loans, because it screwed a lot of people last time. Like Sunshine Trucker says, I still never got the EIDL put into investigation because I changed my business to license a few days after applying to the loan. Well, if you changed it then, because you're still in the queue, which was probably what, 3 or 4 months ago, wasn't it? It was a while ago when you were going through this. So with this new license number, redoing it would be great. What's the EIDL through the SBA? Because it's all through the SBA too. Okay, I got it. Wash your hands. HR 361. Can new businesses apply for PPP? Also, can nonprofits? Yes, they can. And ex-Muslim, atheist, rebel, EIDL always through SBA. Yes, it is. Let me see something. Listen, but for you to be eligible, if you are a nonprofit, to apply for the PPP loan, you are exempt from federal tax under Section 501c in the IRS. You're exempt from that, if you were in existence before March 1st, 2020, and the employee you can't have more than 500 employees. But if you were in existence before March 1st, 2020. Then you, as far as nonprofit, if you're before March 1st, 2020, you can get it. Yes. And that was for Janisha Singleton. That was the answer. Ex-Muslim, EIDL is always through SBA. That's thanks, Ex-Muslim. Couldn't remember. Dr. Malade Fanfaron, when do next round of PPP open up? There's actually, you can still actually go get certain EIDL loans, but there's no PPP. Their PPP is kind of shut down right now. We're waiting for this new stimulus check to go through because it's got a whole bunch of PPP money. So it should open up as soon as this package is signed through. Yeah, Ex-Muslim, Kay Campbell, I love this channel. Thank you very much, Kay Campbell. We appreciate having you, and thank you for your beautiful comment there. We love you. We all are here for you, Kay Campbell. Thank you for joining us. And Ex-Muslim, atheist rebel. I got my PPP through Cabbage. I ended up getting mine through Fundaria. No, Funbox. Fundbox. And karate videos. Cool, huh, Kay? Yep. Ryan Gable, your video yesterday was your best. Great job. Which one was that? Was that the me Kevin shaves his beard? That was funny. Oh, thank you very much, Ryan. I appreciate that. I appreciate it because all my videos, most of them are horrible. I know that. They're horrible. They're no good. They're no fun. And I try to make something that's no fun, kind of fun, if it's possible. That's funny just hearing that. Anyway, your video yesterday was your best. Thank you again, Ryan. Appreciate you. Janisha Singleton, got it. Thanks. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Karate videos. I wonder if Jason watches these videos. I hope so. I wish Jason the best. I really do. I really do wish him the best. How do I get more PPP or EIDL? You can already go get more EIDL. Oh, if you've already got it, you can't. Right now, for second rounders, you can't. We got to wait for the next stimulus package to be signed, and then we can get it. Like if you only got 8 weeks of PPP before, and you were supposed to be able to go back and get the other, 16 weeks, because the first people who were real early on the PPP only got 8 weeks. If you were to go get the other 16 weeks a month and a half ago, you could have did it. But now it's impossible. You can't do it right now. I was actually on a Florida website last night because everybody's looking to do the unemployment. Everybody's looking to go for unemployment now because the SBA, because it's looking like it was looking like Pelosi's not giving us anything. We're going to go ahead and get what we can for unemployment. And it's you can, sole proprietors, independent contractors, they made it available to go get unemployment in pretty much 50 states. So I went on to Florida to go look because I was going to do a video on how to go get unemployment. Now, how do I get PPP? Okay, yeah. So I go on there and I look at small business owners go for PPP. Click on that. Nope, goes in there and it tells me we are not doing anything at this time. Boom, boom, boom. Then I go for an EIDL. You cannot get anything at this time. So everything, it gives you a page to go through, but by the time you get to the bottom of it, it says, and small businesses, you cannot go through anything. You cannot do any. So we're kind of screwed in this. So that's how the EIDL and the PPP go. Right now, we're all kind of screwed. So that's right now. We don't get any more PPP or EIDL. Now, here's the other thing. I heard Biden the other day. I watched Biden. I watched Trump. I watch all these guys, and they come out and they give us these key words that we can find our new money sources to come through. Well, Biden had said, okay, wait, the PPP right now is kind of out of money, but people don't realize, or the EIDL is out of money, but what people don't realize is that mainstream lending is only used up 2% of their money. 2% of mainstream. So he's encouraging everybody to go for the mainstream lending money. So I was like, cool, man, let me go check out mainstream lending. Maybe I can get money from mainstream lending. Okay, so what is mainstream lending? Mainstream lending is basically lending from mainstream banks, big banks. The minimum amount that you can get loaned from a mainstream lending is $250,000. And it's a loan. It's like a downright 3.3%. I think it's a low interest loan for that much money, like 3%. You can go to mainstream lend, and it is not forgivable. It lets you know this loan will not be forgiven. This loan will not be. So it's basically a loan at 3% for $250,000. I'm like, no wonder 2% has only been used up. If businesses are that big, they can get less than 2%, 3.5% on loans that big. Some of them get practically 1%. So that was a bad idea, Biden. I don't like the mainstream lending to say it's taken over for PPP because we're not that big of a business where we need to go out and get $250,000 of a loan that we got to start paying back like next year, which it's not cool. So get off of the mainstream lending there, Biden. That's not really, it's not going to help your case at all. And it's not going to help my case or the people watching this video's case, because I got a feeling we're just going for the $10K of free money that we don't have to pay back. That would be cool. And anyway, here we go. Shannon Marie. Karate. Who's Jason? Laugh out loud. Karate videos and more. Laugh out loud. Well, there's not good news. Abraham, the bill is good news if you've got an EIDL and PPP loan. Indeed it is. Shannon Marie, when is the Senate supposed to vote on this bill? Well, it's supposed to be going through this weekend. Will it? because it's part of the, believing from what we're reading here, it's part of the stimulus package. It's in there, which is cool. Okay, karate videos and more. He had a lot to say, but promises a bit empty. Yeah, he does. He's got a, yeah. Shannon Marie, okay, thanks, karate. Karate videos and more. I will do this bill. Yes, this bill is good news for those of you who have EIDL and PPP, EIDL grants and PPP loans. So, with that said, I would like to thank everybody for watching. If there's any questions, I was looking for Darren Dinopoli. I had given him a bunch of numbers last night on some SBA agents to call because he was having problems with the loan. I was wondering how that was going with him. Send me a text or email, or not text, but email Darren if you hear this later. And I want to thank everybody out there for watching. I will put up a video tomorrow with a little bit more in-depth and easier to understand the bill, HR 8361, which will be very good news for those of you who have an EIDL and a PPP, and very good news for those who will be going to get them or get both of them, because now with this new bill, HR 8361, they can both be forgiven, one and the other, instead of one or the other, which is really cool. Karate videos and more. Hey, fade out with music. You want to fade out with music? We can do that. Shannon Marie, I love the videos. Sorry for asking so many questions. Came in late. Thanks. Shannon, we love answering your questions. That's why we're here. Anybody out there has questions, we like to answer them. We are here to help people. That's what we do. We help people. We kind of step out there on the limb where others are afraid. And actually, we help people. It's great. Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate your time spending with us. Appreciate everybody's time spending with us. Gifty Sine says, Biden sucks. Okay. Good night and stay safe, Karakostos. Thank you so much. And thank you, Karen. Thank you, Gifty Sine. Thank you, Catherine. Karakostas. I said that right, I think. Karate videos and more. Always a pleasure, son. Just kidding. Always a pleasure, brother. Shannon Marie, thank you very much. Shannon Marie, thank you very much again. Ibrahim Berry, thank you. It is good news. Go read it. It's good news. Samir, thanks again, brother. It's good seeing you. Talk about those, what are they? They're called the, you call them Zionist. Yes, the Zionist. Samir talks about the Zionist. Thank you, Janisha Singleton. Thank you, Ryan Gable. Thank you, ex-Muslim, atheist, and rebel. Thank you, Dr. Malade Fanfaron. Thank you, Wash Your Hands. Thank you again, Shannon Marie. If I missed anybody, I am so sorry. Thank you, Jada Fresh. Thank you, Lucietta Etzidi. I'm going to get that right one day. Thank you, Karen and Kay Campbell. Thank you, Ray J. Thank you again, Karen. Samir. And, of course, T. Carlson. Always a pleasure. Rafael Concepcion. Always a pleasure with you, too. Thanks again, everybody. Have a blessed night. Stay safe. And I will fade out with music as requested. Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K. 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 Me and my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All find time to chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. We even tweet the press when we feel like we're stuck on Bill S4227. You'll say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say That's good. Okay. I can't. Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K. 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 You see, me and my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. We all find time to chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. We even tweet the press when we feel like we're stuck on Bill S4227. We'll say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, I can't. Somebody.